Thanks, Handel. Good evening and welcome to tonight's regional news. We tell you what's happening in Montserrat. Montserrat is now under new governance following the swearing-in of Easton Taylor Farrell on Wednesday as Montserrat news premier after his movement for change and prosperity won Tuesday's elections, taking power from the People's Democratic Movement. The party won 5 of the 9 seats in the Legislative Assembly in the British Overseas Territory, while the PDM won 3. Outgoing Premier Donaldson Romeo, who led the People's Democratic Movement up until a few weeks before the polls, won the other seat as an independent candidate. Taylor Farrell, who said he would name his cabinet later this week, said he would have preferred to have a bit larger majority. Premier Taylor Farrell said it was time to unite and heal the country, spreading love and compassion and understanding towards each other because it was because of this lack of compassion that caused them to hate, disrespect, and name call during the campaign. The new premier added that he hopes that after today, there will be togetherness among the citizens and political figures in the country. Let's turn our attention to Barbados. Prime Minister Mia Mottley on Wednesday described as unacceptable island-wide power outages that have affected Barbados over the last 2 days, even as she sought to ensure that critical operations in the country were functioning normally. The island's sole electricity provider, the Barbados Light and Power, blamed the outages that have affected customers all across the country on contaminated fuel compounded by aging generator equipment. The power cuts, which also triggered water outages, forced the early closure of schools and some businesses yesterday. On Wednesday, the Ministry of Education announced all public schools would be closed as the situation persisted into a second day. According to Motley, the management of the Light and Power was asked to ensure, as a matter of urgency, that the chairman of the BL&P, the chairman of Imura, BL&P's parent company in Barbados Light and Power, be available to meet with her this evening because this is an unacceptable situation. Over to Venezuela. A U.S. $1.35 billion appeal has been launched to meet the increasing humanitarian needs of Venezuelan refugees and migrants in Latin America and the Caribbean, and to support the communities hosting them. The ongoing political and economic crisis in the South American country has forced more than 4.6 million citizens to flee, nearly 80% of whom are sheltering in the region. If current trends continue, numbers could reach 6.5 million by next year, according to the UN Refugee Agency and the International Organization for Migration, which launched the plan. The 2020 Regional Refugee and Migrant Response Plan includes actions in 9 key sectors such as health, education, protection, nutrition, shelter, and humanitarian transport. It also puts a strong focus on ensuring the social and economic inclusion of refugees and migrants. And finally, let's take a look at what's happening in Haiti. Haiti is in the home stretch of defeating a cholera outbreak first declared 9 years ago, but the battle is far from over before the country is free of the deadly disease. That's according to the UN Special Envoy Josette Sharon, who noted that there have been no laboratory-confirmed cases of cholera in the entire country for the past 9 months. She said the momentous achievement was the result of an innovative strategic partnership between the government, the UN, and key stakeholders. Furthermore, it took place during a time of multiple national crises, supply chain breakdowns, and while the UN presence there was in transition. Sharon said the UN and its partners worked side by side with the Haitian authorities to develop a unified approach and financial strategy against cholera, with more than US 700 million invested since 2010. Well, that has brought us to the end of tonight's regional news. Thank you for watching. Back to you, Handel.